You're probably staring at a shelf of half-empty beer bottles, a few wine glasses, and that one pricey cocktail kit you bought on a whim, wondering if you're about to spend another chunk of cash on a fridge that will just end up as a glorified cabinet. I get it, there are a ton of beverage coolers out there, and the last thing you want is a unit that looks good on Instagram but can't keep your drinks at the right temperature, or worse, takes up half your kitchen and still leaves you scrambling for space. The question you're really asking yourself is, will this thing actually solve my storage headache without becoming a money drain? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's break down why the Pemberly Row 2-Zone Stainless Gourmet Center might be the answer, and where it could fall short, so you can decide whether it's a fit for your home bar, small office, or entertainment space. First off, the dual-zone concept is the headline feature. One side can sit at a colder 35°F for white wines or craft beers that need that crisp bite, while the other can stay around 45°F for reds, lagers, or even a few perishable snacks. If you've ever tried to keep a bottle of Chardonnay at the same temperature as a 6-pack of IPA and ended up with one too warm and the other too cold, you'll appreciate that separation. It's not just a gimmick, it eliminates the compromise you normally make when you only have a single temperature setting. Now, think about the capacity. The unit holds up to 43 bottles and 45 cans, which translates to roughly a small party's worth of drinks. That's enough to stock a modest home bar for a weekend gathering, or keep an office break room well supplied without needing daily restocking trips. The layout is a little tighter than a full-size bar fridge, but the adjustable shelves mean you can shuffle things around. Need to fit a few taller soda bottles? Slide the middle shelf up. Got a collection of short, stout-style brews? Drop a shelf down and use the full vertical space. That flexibility is where the customizable claim actually shows up in daily life. One practical advantage that's easy to overlook is the anti-UV glass door. If you've ever left a bottle of white wine on a windowsill and noticed it turning a little dull after a few weeks, you know how light can degrade flavor. The UV-blocking pane helps preserve color and aroma, especially if you plan to keep the unit near a sunny spot. For someone who likes to display the fridge as part of the decor, maybe a stainless steel finish that matches appliances or a sleek glass front, this also means you can keep it open for a quick glance without sacrificing the quality of what's inside. Installation is another real-world factor. At 34.25 by 23.42 by 22.79 inches, the unit is compact enough to sit on a kitchen counter, tuck under a bar, or be built into a cabinet if you have the space. It's freestanding out of the box, so you don't need a contractor for a custom fit, yet the dimensions are modest enough to slide into a niche. That said, the back of the unit does need a bit of clearance for airflow, so you'll want to avoid pushing it flush against a wall. A small gap of about an inch is enough to let the condenser do its job and keep the temperatures stable. If you're planning a built-in setup, make sure the surrounding cavity can accommodate that breathing room, otherwise, you could see temperature fluctuations that defeat the whole dual-zone purpose. What about the noise level? The compressor hums at a low pitch, comparable to a refrigerator you already own. In most tests, it stays below 45 dB, which is barely noticeable when you're watching TV or chatting with friends. However, if you place the unit on a thin countertop or a glass shelf, the vibrations can travel a bit more, creating a faint buzz. A simple rubber mat underneath can solve that, but it's something to be aware of if your entertainment area is very quiet or you're sensitive to background noise. Now, who should really consider buying this? If you're a home entertainer who likes to have a variety of drinks on tap, white wines for a summer dinner, reds for a cozy night in, a few craft beers for the guests, and maybe a couple of soda cans for the kids, this fridge covers all those bases without forcing you to compromise on temperature. Small offices with a shared fridge also benefit. The two zones let you keep a cooler for water and a slightly warmer spot for lunches that need a bit of chill. The adjustable shelves are a win for people who don't just store bottles but also want to keep snack packs, cheese trays, or even a few small jars of preserves. On the flip side, if you're looking for a massive party fridge that can hold 100+ bottles, or you need a deep freezer component for long-term storage, this isn't the right pick.